up, YouTube? It's your boy P, representing that Darth Recon as always, and joined always by my partner,
your boy Pre.
And today's a special show because we got a special guest today. Today, our boy Willie's joining us. Willie, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the flyest fry cook. You already know what it is. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, for sure. We all about helping each other, Will.
Yes.
Go ahead, give us a little bit of spiel, and then we're going to dive into this Zack Snyder.
A little quick spiel. I own a food truck, Willie's Wings. I got wings, gizzards, okra, fries. 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 6 o'clock. Delivery pickup. I got wings. I got my meat-based wings, and I also got my vegan option wings. You can get any of the vegan wings, tossed and all, 12 in the sauces and rubs. So.
And before we jump in, vegan wings, guys, are cauliflower fried, but he put that.
Not just cauliflower.
It's like cauliflower based.
No,
so
it's I use cauliflower, but I'm saying you can get them made out of jackfruit. You can get
probably broccoli. Yeah, it's different ways, but he hit you with the cauliflower joints. I just wanted to put this out there because I had never actually heard this. Kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't know it was an option.
We had to cut.
Yeah, we had to cut a second ago. I didn't know it was an option.
My man said
so
hold on, man.
I apologize for that, guys. But yeah, that is a real thing, and it is legit, and they probably fired too. So
his exact words was, "Vegans don't eat meat, so how are they gonna eat wings?"
I said vegan wing. You can't do that.
Hey man, you can do anything in the vegan community. I've learned it. Yeah.
Find out.
I've learned it. They're magicians.
Now let's jump into this Zack Snyder Justice League.
Okay.
Kick us off, Pete.
All right, so let's just go around. Pre, we'll start with you. We're going to talk about, give it a score, and then just your overall thoughts, and then we'll jump into a pros. And if any cons,
okay.
2 out of 3 of us have probably a con or 2. Somebody here doesn't have one, but you'll find out. So, Pre, we'll go ahead and start with you. Why don't you give us your score and what you thought of the film overall?
All right, guys. I'm gonna come live, direct like I always do, and I'm not gonna chop blocks here. This right here, we go on the 0 to 5 grading scale. If you guys don't know, for just tuning in, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it that 4.5. You can't give it the points as long as they halfway. And the only reason I'm holding off that last 5% is because of little details, like I was not impressed with the way Darkseid looked.
What?
Just because, like, to me, his upper body seemed bigger than his lower body. Like, I don't know, it's just like, it was something about, like, it wasn't proportioned right, and it kind of just was like too CGI-ish. Like, I don't know, like, you ever seen, like, when they put somebody in a costume and put CGI over them, like, how, like, they kind of make it into, like, a better, like, real, like, a person, like, the perspective.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to dig into the movie. We're going to do that a little bit later, but I give it that 4.5 because it's an excellent movie. And, yeah, I'm going to dive into that stuff later. So, pass it off to my boy P.
All right. I went ahead and gave it a 4. The feelings I had watching the movie were very bittersweet because it was a great movie, but like at the end with the nightmares, like I want to see a whole
nightmare.
I want to see that movie, but it's like they gave us a lot of stuff that they set up that we're probably never gonna get to see. So it was basically but it felt great. And shout outs to Corey. Corey was supposed to be here, but he couldn't get here because of her work. We talked about how the direction. Zack Snyder is a world builder. Yeah. If you go and watch like Man of Steel, how he created Krypton, like, and just this movie compared, because I watched the Whedon version before this just to get a refresher. Yeah. And it was 2 different movies. I mean, I think they only used about.
I swear I didn't
even watch it.
Yeah, they used about 15% of Zack Snyder. The rest was, and you could just tell. It goes to show you how much adding context to certain scenes that you watched in the Whedonverse that didn't make sense. Like,
but
you know,
let's kind of dive deeper into that a little bit later. Though.
Yeah, so that's my initial thoughts. I gave it a 4. And like I said, I could keep going on, but 4. And so, Willie, go ahead. Well, now you know.
America. That was a 5. That was a 5.
5.
The most complete
5.
superhero movie I've seen in my life.
That's a hot take,
I just gotta say it. And I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's go, Will.
And I'll tell you why. No, I thought it was 5. That was that from the 4 hours I spent. Great. I appreciate it.
For sure.
It didn't even feel like 4 hours because it's one of those things where like, okay, what's some of the longest movies I just sat through? Star
3
Wars,
hours. Yeah.
Star Wars at midnight showings. Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah.
So
not as action packed though.
It's not as. But this was like a slow burn action. Like, it was one of those things, like, I'm on him as far as, I think it's a 5. And I think also, WBDC, whoever, they lost out on $1 billion worth of money. They moved.
Okay, now we gonna go ahead and do this. He got the 5, I got the 4.5, P got the 4. Since P got the lowest score, he gonna go and give us some motherfucking more. So give us a little bit more detail about this 4 you just spit us with.
Okay, I'll give you a couple cons on why that made my score a 4 rather than a 5 like Willie or 4. Okay. Did the movie need to be 4 hours? And my whole thing is yes and no.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the shit at the end, the epilogue, it felt like Lord of the... You watched Return of the King, Lord of the Rings. The movie had like 6 endings. Every time...
Going off on the boat.
Yeah. Well, no. Like, you would think...
But
what I'm saying is like, okay, the movie's over. Get ready to leave.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, there's more. Yeah, and so it was like, and like.
But I don't want to leave. It was one of those
that is kind of true. That is kind of true.
I'm pissed if I see a Marvel movie or a DC movie that
and you don't see nothing at the end.
Have nothing to set me up for the rest. So the whole little after the battle happened and they won, I loved every minute of it.
We can't invade OP style.
And so that they shoehorn Martian Manhunter. I was like,
I love
so
it.
quick,
yeah,
but still love a good cameo.
Because to me that's like the last end of the movie felt like the special features on a Blu-ray.
Yeah,
like that's kind of like, and so that's why I said yes and no. I understand why they did it, but you could have made this movie 3 hours and kept what you had. And so, and then of course, and I know this going into a Zack Snyder movie, certain directors have certain styles. Once again, Zack, he's known for this, the abuse of slow motion. I mean, everything, a fucking Sesame Seed had a slow motion scene that with the truck. I'm just saying, like, I mean, come on.
Exactly what he said.
But
keep your slow mo.
Yeah. No, I mean that's his trademark. I go into that understanding that, but I'm just saying, still a little bit much for me.
I got you.
But so that's what gave me
some of the
4.
cons.
Gave me a 4.
Well, let's build our way up. You got
I got hot.
You got the 5, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit them next with the 4.5. 4.5. All right, before I address the 0.5, guys, I'm gonna address the 4.5. The 4.5 is this, man. When I talk about like spot on music, lighting, like cut scenes, like just little stuff like when you went to Wonder Woman on top of with the Athena with the way in the joint, like, you know what I'm saying, good versus evil, like everything kind of had their own little like tweak in it, like, and I was like, every action scene just seemed like, oh, it's going down, because it was like the music is like they used a lot of, like, I think heavy metal in this, like bum bum bum, like just pumping you up, like I think that played into like the excitement of the next transition of the scene. Another good thing they did about it, transitioning. You didn't stick on one character too long and then get like, it's getting boring to talk about him. Cyborg, I hated him first time around. This one, I said he was the most serious. I'm like, without him, none of this even happens.
Yeah, in the other movie, it was like, who is this Negro?
Man!
He just showed up. Like, did he come with you?
Let me give it a 1.5 and we'll get it in the peak. I mean, Willie.
Yeah.
My 0.5 is this. Like, it's kind of tailbacks off what P said. Like, a lot of the stuff could have been mashed in together. I know you had new scenes, but there's some stuff that was just irrelevant or could have been taken out and kind of or mashed together in a different way. Like Lois Lane, Superman's mom, like I think they had a little bit too much screen time.
That was not Superman's mom. That was Martian Manhunter's introduction. So you needed that. That was what that was.
No, he's talking about Clark's mom.
Like when they just kept like having meeting up all the time and having talks about him. Like, we don't need to hear.
That was the Martian Man.
Only one time it was when he met her at the apartment.
Yeah.
Right. When was that the time that they talked?
In a coffee shop.
Yeah.
There was other times like they was talking about.
That was just like I thought that was his flashback scene.
But that's what I'm saying. It was like we didn't need that. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? We could have kind of.
Yeah, I just want the meat and potatoes of it. That's what.
Well, if you're gonna have a 4-hour movie, yeah, you could make it 3 and like 20. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm?
That's all. That's our little gripe.
Yeah.
But now go ahead, hit us with the 5.
Yeah. It's a 5. It's a 5.
It's a 5. It's a 5.
And I tell you why. Both of they y'all nitpick.
Well,
y'all are nitpicking a 5 to death.
Well,
you talking about the slow motion
before you go. Before you get started, those were just my cons.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They're nitpicking cons, but I'm just saying they're not really cons. It's just like what don't I like about the movie?
Yeah, okay.
That movie needed to be long,
yeah,
because that story needed that much time to be told. To everything.
Have to agree.
From the 2 movies, and I didn't even watch the first one again before I watched this because I've seen it was crap.
It was.
But when you watch the Snyder cut, and I said DC missed out on $1 billion because they would have been on Marvel's ass with this video right here. To me,
they would have did it first time.
The first time they released it, because Marvel was on their ass. Because Marvel was like 16 movies in when they wanted to release.
It would have caught them up a little bit.
They would have got on Marvel's ass with this one movie because it sets up so much stuff. That. When you look at it, all the shit that people hated about the first one was because the studio basically said, okay, they told Zack Snyder it's too dark. We want it to be funny, all this and that. And he like, well, you can't. A lot of those people signed up to play those serious roles. They didn't want to. That's one reason we ain't seen Black Adam, The Rock's Black Adam introduced yet. Because of course they probably telling him, hey, you're funny. Shazam's already funny. You can be the anti-funny Shazam, like the DC Deadpool. No. He wants to play that serious role that I want to, you know what I'm saying? That they get a part of it. It was a complete movie because now you looking at stuff and think about all the Aquaman movie, the Superman movie, all the movies, the Wonder Woman movies.
They all came and mixed in.
No, you got to understand backstories.
That's
from movies you've already seen.
Came and motherfucking blended so well.
Like it was movies you already seen that if we watch this version, we understand what's really going on.
Yep.
Because just like how they started Aquaman already has his trident. His mother's trident. We didn't know where he got that.
We didn't know he wasn't using it.
We didn't know he didn't even have it. Volko threw it at him.
That's
He didn't want the
we didn't know. We didn't
I'm
know
like,
that.
damn, in the movie, he just like shit.
you're
So
right,
we
you're
were
right,
supposed
you're
to
right.
see this part. How the fuck you know where Atlantis is and then you go there all the time? Think about it. On the first movie, he just pops up,
he
saves
just
here, and loses to the dude underwater real quick. Like, damn, how you already know where that was?
That's why I said context.
So it's you got to look at it.
He said that's what he means about.
That's why
it
should. You needed. They needed to build up the most important character of the movie, Cyborg.
That's true.
So when you think about it and you look at all the actors who played, everybody always says reference to Snydercut. Oh man, I signed up for the Snydercut. I just signed up for what they made. Because basically they said, no, Josh, well, you probably can do 10 different scenes. But other than that, from the movie he already made, chop it, add in, take out, and put together your version of the movie. Because that's all he did was condense some shit down and reshoot a couple scenes. You can't take a movie like that to try to make it funnier and lighten it up. That's why this stuff, it just doesn't flow. So it's, as far as from the action scene, from the characters, like Flash on the first one, because he just pops in.
You didn't know too much.
You didn't know too much about it. Now you
know he can't fight.
I want to see a Flash movie.
You know.
I want to see a Flash movie because now I know that your backstory and why they got him acting the quirky. You know what I'm saying? That guy doing like that. First you just jumping him in. He's like, oh man, well he's just in here to be Deadpool and make just little side jokes. On the first one, he was just comedy relief.
Forced comedy.
Right, but it's not forced here.
Yeah, it's more natural.
And then another,
like he really seems like he don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right,
really, in this way, yeah.
You know, he's the DC version of Spider-Man.
Exactly.
He don't
like
never
the kid that don't know what the fuck is going on.
I just got powers. You know, like I can help.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things to where like you get to like from Cyborg to the hell Steppenwolf. I felt sorry for Steppenwolf because I knew his backstory.
When he stepped on his head that last, I was like, damn, was he really that weak? Like I was like, did he deserve that? Like, you know,
it was just one of those things to where okay, now we know why Darkseid ain't fucking with you. Before you just like Darkseid ain't messing with me. Like it tells
he was just like
you tried to overthrow it. Okay, well
and then he like, man, you weak as fuck. Like
now, okay, I understand what's going on. I love that they cut out that whole fake ass. Oh, this is Car Zor-El. In the little Russian girl, like that was supposed to.
Family,
they cut that completely out of the movie, which was great. Like I'm glad
retarded. Retarded.
You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things to me. Perfect movie. The time frame, the story was great, and then even the ending. I thought y'all said y'all didn't get enough Martian Manhunter. It was just enough to hide me over to the next movie.
Because when you think about it, I said he was just shoot. I said he was shoot in.
When you think about it, now you understand the black guy's role in Superman. With you know what I'm saying?
It's like it's a learn a regression line.
Yeah,
like,
you get to
learn something this movie that makes you learn something.
Now, like if you go watch Superman again, you'll watch how he's interacting and how he's talking and with Superman. It kind of lets you know.
Makes you learn more from
if we watched this before, we totally understand. Oh, okay, this is. It gave me enough. I love the ending where he flies off. But.
All right. Okay, Pete, so you gave us a little bit of them cons. Now, let's go ahead and hear about a little bit of them pros that you got about the movie. That foe. I want to see that foe scope.
I'll start with the characters. You know, Willie kind of talked about it earlier, you as well, with Cyborg.
Yeah.
His whole story was fleshed out.
Man.
You know, because like I said earlier, in the Whedonverse, you were like, who is this Negro? He just showed up. You know, with this, you get the whole story, the complicated relationship that he has with his father, the mother, Yeah, why? But and the mother who wasn't even it, like, it was great. It was great. We talked about the Flash. Okay, the first scene I saw him, I was like, here we go again. You know, here we go. But as the movie went on, he was very bearable. He actually had some serious scenes, like where there's a scene where he's talking to Aquaman, and you know he's telling him, "I thought you didn't care," when he's talking about something. Like
I never said that.
Yeah, they're having a real conversation.
Yeah, you get to start seeing the humility.
Yeah, like real people, and then you know you got to see with his father, and
he reconstructed the thing just to listen to the message. Like,
and so that right there also, Wonder Woman. Very disappointed in 1984. Patty Jenkins, I don't know what the hell she took it. This movie, she got back to BVS, Wonder Woman, the warrior, the badass.
La Lasso.
Yeah, like out there getting down for the get down out there.
Hey,
yeah. Her power levels were great. So was Mira. Because she was depowered in Aquaman, and because you see where Darkseid's or not Darkseid,
pulling that shit up out of his face.
Yeah, Steppenwolf's like, you know, you can't escape. And she's like, no, I don't want to. And then, you know, she started crushing him.
Yeah.
See, you didn't see.
Dope.
So like her power level, they made her what her powers are supposed to be. So that was great. Ben Affleck's Batman, to me, he's not the best Batman, but he's the damn best Bruce Wayne. Like,
he's
not to cut it.
Second best, my bad.
Yeah. And he actually uses powers where he's like, I'm rich.
I love that part too.
But you saw it when he went to Aquaman, he pulled out the $25K, little boy.
And everybody like, okay, now let this nigga chill.
And in this movie, if you go, once again, I know you said you didn't watch it again, but if you go back and watch the Whedon one, he's just in the background. He's not really doing anything. In this one, he's resourceful. He's using tech. He's getting out there whooping ass, fighting parademons. And he's not the butt of jokes. Like, if you go back and watch the Whedon, they had him acting kind of simpish, where there was like there's like a scene where when Batman, after they have the fight with Superman when he's resurrected in the Whedonverse, he's like, you don't want me to live, but you won't let me die. And then Batman's like, well, I don't want you not to live or die. But Batman wouldn't say some shit like that. Like,
Batman would be like, whether you die is the choice you have to live.
And Batman, he does have a sense of humor, but it's like dry, deadpan. He has deadpan
like he's
humor.
only good or evil. Like, he has no in between.
And so Aquaman was Aquaman. I think he was fleshed out. He was the same. You know, he's still a good character, but I would say the character improvements, the power level in Mira and Wonder Woman were great to see, and that's it, man. That's like for me. Just I want to see what
solidified it is.
The characters, how they were able to add development to them and make them actual characters.
People that we cared about.
People that we cared about. So yeah, for me that was my biggest pros with the movie was
dope take P, dope take as always. Y'all know my boy P be hitting y'all with the dopest shit. Like, but hey, anyways.
So a segment of this that we kind of briefly just went over at the beginning. I remember I mentioned it, but I kind of want to go a little bit further into it, and that is the nightmare sequence. Kind of our thoughts and, you know, where are we going from here if it happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and swing it to you, Willie. Thoughts on that nightmare sequence?
Kick us, Will.
My thoughts on the nightmare sequence was this nightmare sequence is better than the first one. and it was messed up because when Bruce Wayne brought it up when he woke up on that part and it didn't go to it, I'm like, wait a minute, they ain't gonna give us no nightmare scenes. It was like, hold on, wait a minute. You know, it kind of pisses off. So when it was at the end and it jumped in it was great. The best part of the movie for me was the dialogue between Joker and Batman in the nightmare scene.
What did you think of the look of Joker?
Loved it. I think Jared Leto is probably the third best Joker of all time.
All right, now continue with.
And then we don't even get to see, because you got to see how they cut him out the movie in Suicide Squad. I would wanted to see a serious Suicide Squad. See, that's why I've been talking about where I said they sign up to play a certain role. End up to play okay. The person I got to look up to and do better than is Heath Ledger. Who the fuck's doing better than that?
With silver teeth.
So I got to kind of be a different type of style of Joker. So Heath was the perfect funny and serious mixture. Jack Nicholson was the perfect Joker. Put the card out of nowhere and said, whenever you want to talk about why you let the boy Wonder come be a man, and he challenged him on it, we can do it however you want to do it. I said, oh man, my man is ready. He about that bullshit. I want to see that movie. I want to see that movie. That Joker and that Batman interchange. He said shit. Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So don't even trip. I'm gonna kill you.
Got a point.
We ain't even worried about that because even after when Batman took the card, he looked like he was finna tear the motherfucker right then and there. Like shit, let's get down to the festivities. Then.
But and then honestly, like that's like the ultimate like prize to like a real person is to die by somebody hard. Like I just me, I don't not
just
like
wasn't a bitch.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't want to die. Like if I feel like I'm a good like a tough person, like let's say Spartacus. Spartacus did not want to be old and die by some weak soldier that came in hit him with some bullshit. He wanted to go out there and scrap like the biggest giant, and then the niggas could tell stories about how he slashed the nigga here. Like when you that big. You only have one opponent, the other person that's that big. That's why Joker sees no other enemies or sees no other nothing. Because only person that he's competing with is the nigga that fuck all y'all. That's the Joker. That's why he got another enemy. That's why he could team up with Batman now. Because he knows, and I thought you was big. Now I got this nigga to worry about. So hold your pussy shit. What you got for me? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how Joker rock.
I like that iteration of Jeb. That conversation, I really want to see that more on the screen. Yeah. I want to see what he really put down in the Suicide Squad. Because if there's anything like that little 10 minutes we got, it's great. Me, to going forward with it. I think they're going to do what Marvel did with the New Mutants. Go ahead, let that Robin Pattinson. They probably gonna, because if the fans clamor for that universe,
give them what they want.
If the fans clamor for that universe, then okay,
we love it.
That Robert Pattinson is a one-off, and they can even use it to reboot it because I think where they were going with this Batman was the whole either the Damian Wayne, the son of Batman story, because you got to think Deathstroke. You got to think Ra's al Ghul. Yeah. You got to think, you know what I'm saying?
About the people that put Batman down type shit.
Now it's the perfect time to where I think Ben Affleck was finna go for the son of Batman storyline.
Well, what they had was that the vision, because they have his storyboards up for the sequel. What he really had going on was Lois and Bruce were going to have a relationship. Ultimately, Bruce would sacrifice himself and die, and Lois and Clark's son, they would name him Bruce. So it'd be Bruce Kent, named after him.
Hell no.
That's the vision that he had.
No, they can't go with that because Tony Stark's already died.
Well, they can't go with that anyway because Clark's with Lois now, and they can't make that movie now because of how this one ended. They can't make that movie anyway. But I was just throwing it out there. That's what his original thing was. But yeah.
But I like I said, just to finish mine up, I think they have to, because they already know. Okay, well, if they clamoring for it, they gonna show up. Yeah. They could have kicked off 12 characters in the next 2-3 movies. How many more characters they gonna add to Flash? How many more characters? You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things to where
got them there. They just ain't been on the big screen.
But they saying thank you, COVID, for the simple fact that now we got y'all money early from our bullshit, now y'all giving us a whole nother chance with this release straight to TV stuff to make another $1 billion because they can still come back with it.
I want to finish this. P, you go ahead and do your nightmare sequence, like pros and cons, and where you think it's gonna go forward. Because I really want to kind of wrap this up because y'all got some interesting ideas on this.
Well, just for me, the nightmare. It's like what I said at the beginning. I mean, this is a movie I want to see. The one thing to keep in mind is I think that they're baiting, like they made this movie as bait, and we bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you check,
I'm on.
Because if you check the trending, this is the first thing that Warner Brothers, HBO, Marvel, or HBO Max has had trending that out-trended Disney and Netflix. This thing trended in the top 10 for 24 hours. And those shows haven't done that. Usually they trend for about 12 to 16 hours, and then this stayed in the top 10 for 24 whole hours. So this lets Walter Hamada and the Suits know at Warner Brothers.
We got something
because he a couple weeks ago he commented that this movie's in a cul-de-sac. This is by itself. We're not. But time out.
Like Willie said,
time out.
Billions.
Time out. The money will talk. The minds will change. Because it's better to say we're not going to make it. The numbers come in and you make it, then you make it and it's a piece of shit. And
and keep riding with it.
Like I said, it's bait. They put that out there to see, and they
might have been like the best plan ever.
No, they put it out there and then they sat in the cut and was like, let's see if they like that.
On this $100.
I'm telling you, that was luck, man.
Ain't nobody said I'm gonna sit on this $112 million.
What I'm saying is,
but it sound like it.
Yeah, they're putting that out there to see. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up and then I'm just gonna listen to y'all because because like what I want to say is DC with Zack and all that, they really did mess up a great opportunity because in the world of superheroes,
can't fuck up.
DC has the most if you did the top 5, 3 out of the top 5 are the most popular. Yeah, because the only ones in Marvel who are probably as like I look at it this way: if I said, grab my mom and say, "Mom, who are these
Name
people?"
a superhero.
The only ones she could probably identify that are DC are probably Spider-Man and Hulk.
Yep.
Maybe, and after that,
it's hard.
And that's what hurt me so much about everything is because DC they have the Trinity.
They got it, man.
Superman, Batman. Those are your 2 greatest heroes probably
ever.
I did love Superman. Love Superman. I love the violence.
It was the character.
That's one thing. I will say this is probably the most violent superhero movie. The way they killed Steppenwolf, I was just like,
that's why I said when the nigga stopped the foot with the head with the foot.
Superman, they let Superman rage. Great. He fucked Steppenwolf up and then just kept shooting with his beams, cut his head off, and still just kept punching him like, I'm still finna give you this work. The regular Superman ain't finna, he'll punch a person twice and then just take an ass whooping. That's why I really don't like Superman, because he just is the best person to take an ass whooping.
Boy Scout.
When the last time you heard Batman say he gonna kill somebody?
Never!
And what'd he say to the Joker?
He said, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah!
So
let's go.
It was just one of those, like I said, and I feel sorry for the Amazons because y'all didn't practice for 10,000 years, and he faded y'all like y'all never practiced before in your life. Then, if I was the queen, after all my chicks get shredded, here come 100,000 of y'all. What took y'all so goddamn long? Y'all knew where we was at.
We had to find the horses.
Here come 100,000 of y'all.
I know. Late to the party.
Man, hey man.
Yeah, that dude, I ain't think about that. And they come riding over here when the nigga blast off.
Oh man.
After 60 of them, they got their ass whooped.
I do want to see an Amazon's movie though. I think that'd be pretty dope.
Nah.
This is Darth Recon.
Cutting that out.
And we just want to special thanks to Willie
Appreciate
for coming
y'all
out, hanging out with us, man.
Yeah,
really
man.
appreciate it.
Fresh
It was
show.
fun.
Yeah.
It was great. Willie's, like I said, 6 days a week, 11 to 6 o'clock. Holla at your boy.
And man, I already know, man. When them stimmies that came in, man, come holler at him. You know what I'm saying? Give my boy a stimmy meal. Stim my boy.
Hey.
Feel me? I'm out here saying he
Check
ain't
it
saying.
out, man.
I know, we see you. You got your beater on, your ribs is touching. Come on down to Willie's. He'll feed you. He'll feed you.
Got some wings for everybody.
Hey, he ain't gonna give you more.
Got boneless wings too. I got boneless, baby. Vegan, traditional, boneless.
Blew my mom. Poof.
Hey, my man just said the Trinity. I got the Trinity of the chicken right there.
There you go.
Hey, and just to throw this out there, man.